Welcome back to Soulful Academics, where I teach you guys how to budget, save, and invest. Go to soulfulacademics.com to free up debt right now using my free budget tool I made for you. Make sure you cop the latest Bitcoin merch t-shirt. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe if you're new. And let's get straight into the video. To end the week on Friday, April 4th, Dow Jones loses 2,200 points. And S&P 500 had the biggest loss in all-time history since 2020. This is the best time to be invested. So now let's get into it and see how these Trump tariffs affected these markets. And let's see how these stocks reacted to China giving reciprocal cuts to the U.S. You see that China dropped 34% tariff on the US, so that's drastically going to affect the economy as well. We're seeing huge signs of history patterns in the past. Whenever the market rallied in 2020, first was a huge crash at first, and whenever that crash happened, stocks quickly picked back up. So if we can get even more blessed, I said I was praying for this bear market, guys, and now it's here, guys. So we just got to be taking advantage of it, putting money aside, budgeting, so we can get these 2,200 drops. We can put these puts on these index options, making at least 500% return, 24,000 investment out there investing 2,500 on the option. So we got to continue being aware of these markets and the economic situation and how these tariffs is going to affect the economy and really going to benefit in the long run. Now let's take a look at the market fear and greed index. So the market is currently in extreme fear with a 4 out of 100, and we see that 100 means extreme greed and 0 means extreme fear. So we're almost near 0, where the market's extremely in fear, like it's raining cats and dogs, sell everything you have, sell your house, your car, all that. And we see in 1 year ago that the market's at 53 out of 100 and it's neutral. So we went from being in greed, now we're in neutral state, meaning in the middle. So it can be going back to greed or it can be back into fear. And that's a real good sign, being the market being full of buyers. So Trump is actually helping out the stock market right now in front of our eyes. And what we realize right now, besides all the hype and the fear is going on, Trump is really putting his factors and the way he said he's going to do into play, meaning he's going to make the stock market and the economy better and more fluctuating again. So first, the economy has to be better. It has to go through a tough time. It has to go through inflation. And once inflation starts to bottom them out, prices can start going down a little bit, but not too lower than where they were previously. So now the stock market has to do the same thing. Stocks have to go down as well. So let's take a look at 1 month ago, the market was in extreme fear with 11 out of 100. And that's real low. In the past few months, markets have been doing horrible. So right now is a great time to buy your favorite companies, stocks, ETFs, cryptocurrencies, whatever. As we get more towards the end of the year, you want to pay attention as we get out of this extreme fear, because we can't go more than lower than extreme fear. I mean, we're already going to sell off right now. The worst thing could come is just more sell off, but that's even better for us small-term investors. Bitcoin, compared to all its competitors, Bitcoin is showing a huge sign of strength and support at this $80,000 range. I mean, compared to everything selling off, like tech stocks having a huge effect on these tariffs, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are showing good signs of staying strong because prices haven't fell real down compared to the rest of the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and other indexes. So we want to keep an eye on cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin as it's in this range. It's still undervalued, it's still low, but we haven't even broke below 76,000, which was the previous low. We want to keep an eye on Bitcoin, even if it does break down below 67 or 70,000. We want to continue buying this cryptocurrency because it's right now showing good signs of strength. And we can see Bitcoin already bottomed out right now, forming this cup and handle. And whenever we finish off this month, we want to keep an eye and loading up on Bitcoin, especially. Solana is a very volatile cryptocurrency. It's one of my third favorite cryptocurrencies to have in your portfolio. We see Solana broke down all the way today to $112, and we picked it back up to $123. Price target for Solana is $350, but all time we can see $500 for Solana later in the future. But right now it's a great time to pick up this cryptocurrency as we have huge signs of support down this range. And the more demand and the more decentralized applications get used in the future, Solana is always a good one to have in your portfolio. Dogecoin is showing good signs of strength down here. After we touched about 15 cents earlier yesterday and today, we seen Doge pick up to 17 cents, and it's finishing off this bottom right here. And we're going to see Doge really lift off in a few months from now as more Donald Trump gets a tweet in and Elon Musk starts to make these tweaks are signs that, okay, buyers are stepping into cryptocurrency. It's time to sweep these up rather than the dollar, because the dollar is going to less and depreciate, and people are going to more run to assets, digital assets, so they can hedge inflation. So this is a good one to add into your balance sheet as well. MSTR had a swing soft session today. We're seeing MSTR go all the way down to $264 and quickly rise up to the moon above all haters and be down to $293. So as MSTR closed with this hammer candlestick, meaning that buyers pushed the price down all the way to a low and they ended up pushing towards the high of the day, we see that MSTR is showing great support around this range. And MSTR really haven't broke below $227, which was our low. But we want to continue buying MSTR as they buy Bitcoin in this key area of support right now. So y'all want to load up on MSTR, keep an eye. Next we got on the list is Coinbase. Coinbase is currently down to $160. And we seen Coinbase open up to $205 last week. And now we got a $40 drop. So that's even better for Coinbase right now, as we got the opportunity to times to what we put in right now and get at least a $20,000 investment with a long call option looking out to the end of the year 2026. So that would probably be about $4,000. Right now we seen Coinbase perform this hammer candlestick, same as MSTR, which is it made a real low, all-time low this year, go all the way to the bottom compared to the previous prices. And this wick right here showing where price signaled and was at the moment, but closed towards the top. So that's showing signs of buyers stepping in. And they like the way that price feel all that low, so they quickly bought this company and they pushed it up to close for the day at 160. Even though it went to 147 for the day, it ended up closing high. So that's a great sign that you should continue buying Coinbase and looking at the options activity for this company for you to maximize your returns if you can get multiple option contracts. Now, starting to see the pattern. Marathon Digital as well performed the same candlestick pattern as well with the hammer candlestick. It went all the way down to about $9.50, and we pushed it up to $11.30. So you want to keep an eye on Mara as it mines more Bitcoin and it starts accepting these different transactions on the blockchain network, and they get rewarded with Bitcoin. And as the more Bitcoin they add on their balance sheet, the more valuable this company gets. The more Bitcoin gets higher price, the more this company gets expensive. So let's continue loading up on Mara as you got the opportunity to times 3 what you put in. Price target for Marathon Digital is $33. So if you can get it right now, you can maximize your return off of profit of options and even just owning the stock long term. I probably sound like a broken record, but Hut 8 is another Marathon Digital copper mining company as well, separate from that one. Probably sound like a broken record, but another cryptocurrency stock, Hut 8, now endorsed by the Trump family that added some stake into this company, is now at $11.39. Performed a nice camera candlestick today. Went down to about $9, $10. And this one is not going to go too low. So the price right now we've seen is the best time to get this as the lowest we've seen in the last 2 years. Even though it ran up to $33 last year, this is a great time to get this one as you have the opportunity to times 3 what you put in and get a 60% return off the stock. Yeah, at least a $2,000 return if you buy an option that costs at least that's $300. So you got ways that you can multiply profits. If you get one or if you get 10 of them, depending on how much you invest in it, you get an opportunity to get as much as you get back. Another one of my favorite companies is GameStop. GameStop really been making a way for himself while eliminating stores around the country so they can eliminate debt, which is key business model for your company to be lasting long term. So as they dive more into blockchain and decentralized technology, GameStop's really going to make a payment for other games to get into the blockchain. And now they said they're standing straight by having $1.4 billion to invest into blockchain Bitcoin. And I like GameStop too, as well as they have a loyal customer fan base on Reddit that invest into the company, and they're willing to put every dollar they live on into this company so it doesn't hit the ground. So this is one you want to keep an eye on. And we also want to realize that the price over earnings has also dropped for this company, as it had 120 before and it cut it in half. Now it's at a 60. So it's sitting at a price where it's actually valued at more towards, even though they say that it was overvalued where it was at previously, which was at least $29. So now this company is starting to get down more low. As you start to see these different data analytics that's down at this level right now, pay attention to the market cap, the squeeze, and the buyers are going to keep buying this company in the next 2 years. AMC is one of the best movie theaters that you can go to nowadays. If you're wanting a different experience than watching Hulu, streaming Netflix, AMC is always going to be around so you can get that real life movie popcorn, your real life movie experience with your loved ones. I like this company's model as well too, as they close my different theaters that are not needed and they continue using the ones that are profitable and maximize investing into the technology for movies and the comfortability too, as the chairs and seating and all that. So this company's always going to be needed. I don't see AMC going below $2 or even $1, even going bankrupt. As now, there's a huge amount of investors into this company, and their supporters already is always going to be investing in this company as well. So I like this company. It's a good one to buy long term. You want a good one to diversify with huge growth opportunities. Another great stock to have and make passive income for the rest of your life is Nike. Nike's done hit all-time low in the last 5 years, which is at like $52. And whenever it hit $52 today, stock quickly rose back up to $57. So this is showing signs that Nike has buyer support. Companies are looking at this stock and picking it back up. Although Nike will get affected with tariffs and getting imports from other countries, the demand for Nikes and these shoes, as our kids and adults and people with sports are always going to be using Nike sponsorships. This company is the one that you must have in your portfolio, as you get a return for 40 cents a share dividends, and you can profit from the stock being really low and it climbing back to the real stock price where it's worth. Reddit is another great stock to have in your portfolio and a way you can maximize growth and potential profit, with at least the stock being down 64%, down $145 in the last 56 days. I like Reddit too, just because the stock is already volatile. So whenever buyers are in this company, stock will have huge gaps up. So we can push this one back by the end of the year to $250 while it's at $86. Opportunity to grow your income times 3. Shopify is one of the best websites you can build with ease, so you can communicate with your customers and build transactions on there. E-commerce. I like the way Shopify is at this $76 range, and today it fell down all the way to at least $69, and then it quickly rose to the top where there's a nice hammer candlestick as well. And we see that Shopify has the potential to go past this all-time high. As we push more into these tariffs, this stock is going to get affected, but long term, it's going to help this company grow. Alibaba is another great stock to have in your portfolio. The way that Alibaba produces customers with products, and it was actually the tech giant for China right now as they dive into AI. And we already know that Alibaba's market cap is about $200 billion. This stock is going to continue rallying as these tariffs play into effect and they actually benefit this company. We see Affirm is currently down 63% at $51 in the last 49 days. And we know that Affirm is always going to be a demanding company as they give out loans to the borrowers that need money so they can buy things online or wherever store, whatever item they want to purchase. Affirm will purchase it for them. So I like this company as a long term. This is one it's going to go towards $200 all time. I'm liking where JP Morgan Chase is at right now too as well. This banking company is actually fell down way lower than this double bottom was at. It's currently at 210. We can get JP Morgan and crash more. It's more signs that these tariffs are still playing in effect. That'll be a great sign for this company to pick back up, because we know banks are always going to be demanding those stocks and they're always going to be growing long term. We're seeing gas fail these last few days after announcements of Donald Trump's tariffs, and that's a great sign for the stock right now, as we see that the stock is back into support level. And we can see that gas is going to be more expensive with these tariffs, as it costs more from other countries with these tariffs that they might put back on in the West. Advanced Microchip is a great graphic design company that dives into AI. It's currently down 63% and down $142 in the last year. So you want to continue picking up the stock as an opportunity to time score what you put in. And we can see this stock going to 300 in the next 3 years as the more demand for AI gets into effect. Long term, I'll continue loading up where prices at right now. Anything below $100 for AMD or NVIDIA is a great price. Tesla fell down $27 today. It's currently down 55% and $270 the last 87 days. And continue want to buy in Tesla and look at some long calls on this one. I do see a little bit more downside for Tesla, at least to finish this double bottom, but quickly I can see it reversing anytime soon from that to push back later toward the year to $500. I like where Tesla's sitting at right now after the huge rally that happened in the last 3 months, as it's once in a cool off right now. I like where Qualcomm is sitting at $127. Y'all know this company pays great dividends for its investors. So we got this stock down 45% and down $100 in the last 293 days. So we can really profit from a long call option leap on this and buying some good significant amount of shares so we can make passive income. I like where Qualcomm is. As we can get this one even lower, at least $100, this will be a great company for you to have for the rest of your life to pay some of your passive income. ARM is another great graphic electronic company that you can get in your portfolio, as it's almost half down where the stock opens. So we want to continue buying this technology stock as we could push back to $200 and we get at least a $13 investment return on the long leap option on this if we can play it out to buy some long shares. Supermicro Computers, another great stock that's on sale. We see the stock is down at least more than 50% and down $34 in the last 40 days. I like where Supermicro Computers at in this range, in this correction, and we can push back to at least $150 by the end of this year. NVIDIA is one of the best graphics card chip that you can have in your portfolio. It's currently down more than 40%, and we at least got it down at least $60 from its all-time high. So as we push back up to $150 this year, you want to have NVIDIA as easy money under below $100, and we finally got this stock back down below here. So now we got to load up on this one for the rest of the year and the rest of the month. I don't see it staying below $100 too long. So if you want to pick an NVIDIA while it's in this range right now, I'm saying some great activities on Amazon as well. If we can get Amazon down at this 170, if we can get it down to 150, would be even better. I like the where it's at, where we can push back up to 250 to get at least nice $10,000 return off option by just buying at a key area in the support. You see, every time that Amazon is in this little dip right here, where that has these higher highs and lower lows, then we can continue buying in these spots. These key spots are times where we should be buying Amazon, as the stock will never crash down below anything below where recent support was. So this is a great time where you can continue loading up on Amazon. One of the best ETFs in the stock market is TQQQ. So now you can see that this stock is currently down at $41. We're seeing that TQQQ was up $120 earlier this year, and we quickly brought it down. The last 108 days is down 56% at $52. We continue buying this one with long call options, and we get a lot of shares of this company as we keep pushing back up to $120 to maximize our return investment. This one is very volatile, but safe for your portfolio for high growth. So I like this one where it's at right now, and I'm definitely going to get some. Apple broke down recent support, and we've seen that Apple is now down at 28%, and that's down $71 in the last all-time high with 99 days. We continue buying Apple while it's in this correction, as we see that more demand for iPhone from these different imports from countries are going to get tariffed. This company is always going to be in demand. It's going to push the value for this company up with these tariffs. I like where Apple is at. This is a great company to have with some nice dividends for passive income on the side as well. CrowdStrike is another great company to add to your portfolio, as more cybersecurity is going to be needed to secure these AI systems and these information technology. I like where CrowdStrike's at 320. I can see this stock going to $1,000 in the next 3 years, and we want to continue loading up on this one as it has higher potential growth. And any type of outage or crash in this company is a great time for you to be buying, as it's a sign of a dip. And that's going to cap it off for today's video. Hope you guys liked and enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe if you made it this far. And this is why we practice what we teach at SoFlo Academics. This is why we always saving, so we can put money aside to have money to invest. And we practice in a budget so we can maximize what we can save every month. So whenever we practice these things, guys, we want to use these so we can grow our talents and grow our income and multiply them faster using tools like the stock market. Now, the stock market has huge fluctuation days like how it is this last few weeks. I mean, it has terrible weeks like this where the market has the worst week of the year like 2020 did in history. So this is signs that you should take advantage of, not meaning that you should stop investing or stay away from it or worry, but this is something that you should have opportunity in front of your eyes and jump whenever you see stuff like this. We see that people that take advantage of this in the past, every time there was a huge financial crisis, those people aren't working regular 9-to-5s like us nowadays. Those people aren't worrying about what they should be doing right now in their life. They should already have financial freedom by now, because those people been practicing it since the dot-com bubble. They've been practicing since the 2008 crisis. They've been practicing since the 2020 pandemic. All of these major financial economic things that happened in the past, people that practiced and seen them and they're financially literate and took advantage of them right now are guaranteed to be millionaires right now. And you are too, because there's going to be more times like this now. And we're seeing them right in front of our eyes, guys. This bear market right now is one of those economic crises too. These tariffs, Donald Trump putting these tariffs, high, huge inflation, tariff wars. This is another one that happened. It's like we got to add it to now. So the present is in the future, guys. The present has an impact on the future, and the future right now is going to be in the present too. So we got to make sure time is the essence whenever it comes to investing. Make sure you're practicing these tools so you can join us, participate whenever we see huge crashes like today. You know, just in case you have money aside to play with, you can make 30% in a day or in a week. You can make a huge return on investment. Just because the market is selling off right now doesn't mean you cannot be making money. The market has two ways you can profit. You can profit from the market pressure right now by putting puts on the stock market. Put on the stock market or the index can make and maximize the return. So if they're betting on a stock going down and it goes down tremendously, like how it's been the last few days, you can take advantage of that. All you have to do is be able to save, budget, and invest so you can be ready to take advantage of days like this, make huge amount of cap. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe. We out, man.
I've been in the flood, but I never drowned it. Life is tough on a sinful bounty. Faith in the Lord, I never move a mountain.
Pray to the Lord, I drop to my knees. He is the way and He is the key. When I'm feeling low, I call out to Him. For God love the world, 3:16. He is the way, the truth, and the life. Good versus evil, you gotta decipher. Put down the gun and get you a Bible. You got too much pride, you feel entitled. I started